Welcome to the Big Four Accounting Firms podcast, brought to you by big4accountingfirms.com and the Big Four Accounting Firms YouTube channel. Before we get started, just wanted to remind everybody to support us if you have a chance or if you can. Even $1 helps, and we have a link in the description to a website called Buy Me a Coffee. It's just a way to donate to us and support us. Again, any amount is helpful so that we can keep putting out content. And there's also other ways for you to support us in the show notes to this podcast or on YouTube in the description.
In today's episode, we're going to talk about KPMG cutting their partners' pay in the UK. Now, KPMG has cut their partners' pay, and this came out, according to Guardian, to an average of £572,000. I know this is pretty sad. And I think this is because in the UK, the Big Four accounting firms actually have to disclose their pay as part of a regulatory requirement. In the United States, they would never release this information. And it's actually, I mean, it's a lot of money. And I don't think this pay is the same as the United States. And if it is, it would be because senior partners are bringing it up. And I'm sure that's what's happening here too. Like, senior partners are really bringing this pay up. It's 11% lower than £640,000 that KPMG partners were paid in 2019. And KPMG's chairman, Bill Michael, he made $1.7 million in 2020, which is 14% down from $2 million he made in 2019. And this is in line with what we've heard about KPMG all over. I mean, you have to remember that KPMG had an actual drop in revenue globally, where the other Big Four accounting firms were able to eke out some growth. And the Guardian also compiled a list of the Big Four accounting firms and their pay cuts. Deloitte had the sharpest pay cut, but they also had the most pay. They had a 17% pay cut, but their partners earned £731,000 per year. PwC had the third largest drop with 10% drop in pay, and their average partner earns $685,000. And E&Y didn't really have a pay cut, and their partners earned £667,000 per year. And the Guardian was really angered because the partners make so much money. But partners at the Big Four accounting firms have always made a lot of money, and that's why the Big Four accounting firms cut jobs, and in the UK they cut 200 jobs. The partners cut jobs to save their pay. Otherwise, they're going to have to cut their bonuses, and then after that, they might have to cut their base pay. So partners are never going to let that happen. And it's pretty astonishing, and it's good information to let people know out there how much partners make to what they can aim for. But you have to remember that as a beginning partner, you're not going to make this much money. This is averaged out by senior partners because senior partners make a lot of money, especially as they get global positions. So that's bringing the average up. And KPMG has 15,776 staff in the UK as of October. And this article also says that they're hiring people. And we've seen this, and we've seen this around the globe, and we've seen this in the US, and we've talked about it on here. In the UK, KPMG is trying to hire 900 people out of college, and they're also hiring another 950 people from experienced hires. And we'll probably talk more about this because E&Y is offering a new service in the US. I think there's a lot of work going around globally, not necessarily with businesses, but a lot of government work that's going on. And as we've been talking about those ESG standards, there's a lot of government work coming up that the Big Four accounting firms are getting staffed on. And I think that's why they're ramping up so many new hires. And they were looking at the regular economy when they were thinking about laying people off and cutting pay, and they didn't think about the overspending of governments. And we're seeing that take place. And what KPMG said is that their first quarter's performance has been positive and our sales pipeline is strong. The merger and acquisition market has resurged, and clients are resuming discretionary projects as they adapt to changes the pandemic has brought both to their business and the market. He doesn't talk about the government stuff there, but he does talk about M&A. And the reason you would have M&A is because you have the largest companies in the world doing really well right now, where it's the small businesses that are being hurt the most by the lockdown. So you have these humongous companies that are being able to stay open, and they have a lot of money. So and you're getting these smaller businesses that are at a discounted price because they might be going out of business or they might have property. So there's a lot of opportunity out there for big business. And the big four accounting firms are the consultants to the biggest businesses in the world. So of course they're going to take advantage of this. And partners' pay will go down this year, but I'm sure they'll more than make up for it in 2021. So that's the update for today. Make sure to subscribe to this podcast and support us financially through the Buy Me a Coffee link in the show notes to this podcast. And if you can't support us financially, then subscribe to our YouTube channel and like this video on our YouTube channel. Thanks for listening.